Hello and welcome to this tutorial where I am going to blast through a few of the main features that you will be probably wanting to use when you first get the software, just to try and help you get started with the program and cover a few of the topics, the workflow that you will need to use with Twitter Dub. Some users coming from different programs expect it to work in a different way, don't realise the power that the Twitter Dub workflow allows you to have. I will assume that you have already added your accounts to the program, you have generated your API keys, got them into the program and authorized. If not, please do see the tutorials on this, as there are a few on the Twitter Dub playlist on YouTube. If you can't find them, come to the forum, rootjazz.com/forum. There all the tutorials should be listed and you can find help, post issues, make suggestions. So here we go. The main features of the program would be following, liking, retweeting and posting. Following the users, you'll find under the menu icon here. It's quite simple. You specify a term, a phrase or a hashtag which will be used to find users, and then we will follow them. Throughout the program, how to find users, how to find tweets, items, always on the left here. You enter your term. So I'm going to SoundCloud. You can have default searches. We can find the followers of the SoundCloud account. That will, if you don't enter the URL here, twitter.com/SoundCloud, or you can enter the full URL. We can find the users that the SoundCloud account follows itself. We can search for users who have SoundCloud in their username. We can also search for users by a geo search, where we would enter an address here and then follow them. Obviously SoundCloud is not an address, so that wouldn't work. We can search for users that posted a tweet that contained the term SoundCloud. We can also follow users of the tweets that this user liked, so the SoundCloud, the twitter.com/SoundCloud user, if they have liked tweets, then we can follow the users who posted those tweets. You can also build a custom search. Here we go. You can build any search you want where the results of your search will feed into the next step. More information on this feature, which is a really powerful feature. It does provide you with the options to create the most complex, the most detailed, the most targeted searches of all Twitter bots out there. I've not seen another program with such strong functionality in the searching as this. But as it's getting started, we're going to ignore it and we're just going to follow users who have tweeted. So it's author of tweet search. That means a user who has posted a tweet that contains this term, we will follow them. We want to pause. We do not want to be following users, like 100 users within 1 minute, so we want to add a random pause. So add some randomness. We have a minimum time period, 24 maximum time period. The program will pick a time between 24 and 30 seconds to pause after every item has been processed. How many items do we want to follow? So for this example, I'm only going to follow 10 users. The action will stop. I want to repeat this action every 12 hours, so I will be following 10 users with a pause of 24 to 30 seconds after each item is followed, and I will repeat that every 12 hours. The other options we can just ignore for now. Do check out the follow tutorial for more information on setting a filter, a whitelist, how we can interact with that user's tweets to interact with them in multiple ways by using like, retweet. All this is covered in more detail in the actual tutorial on how to follow. So once that's all set up, we click the follow button, our action is created. It will be added to the processing tab. My action is now processing. If it is not for you, turn on your processor, click run. We get asked every week, I've created an action but the program doesn't work, it just sits there waiting. Click run, turn on your processor. Double click, view a real-time log. You'll see the search running here. Checking, make sure we haven't processed any of the items before, and now we are following. Success, there we go. Next item. How do we like tweets? Again, exactly the same. If you notice, the GUI does look the same throughout the program, but instead of finding users to follow, we're finding tweets to like, so tweet search. This time I'm going to go for a SoundCloud tag. I'm going to pause between 8 and 12 seconds. I'm only going to like 5 tweets. I want to repeat every 3 hours. Again, everything is done. Click like, action, created and sent to processing tab. There it is. Retweet. We can find the retweet icon here. So again, select our account. Same as like, specify how we want to find users. Specify how we want to find tweets to retweet. Again, set our pause. Set how many we want to retweet. Do we want to repeat? Or maybe we just want to do a one-off blast. So we would click retweet. Maybe you want to do a quoted retweet. So when we retweet, we will quote the tweet we are retweeting and we'll add our own tags. I want to promote our SoundCloud Manager software. I also want to promote Tumbling Jazz and Twitter Dub to users who are tweeting about #SoundCloud, hashtag SoundCloud. In this control, more information is on the commenting tutorial. So I'm going to put them on a single line. Click save. So now we've set up our quoted retweet. Click retweet. Added here. For those of you who might notice, only one is processing. That is because we are running with one thread. All the actions you create are added to the processor, and all will be listed here, and all will be processed in turn. If you want to pause one, right-click pause, and it will not run until you tell it to. If you added a action last, and it will be processed in my list of 4 here, it will be processed fourth. You can view here by clicking the columns, accounts, what is processing. You can right click and tell it to run next. That will just set the time it was created, and when the next action is processed, that will be next on the list. If you want to process more than one action at any one time, increase the threads. Do be aware, processing multiple things at once is not always a good idea. You may hit Twitter limits. Twitter may see that you are liking, following, reposting, tweeting, quote retweeting, doing all these things at once. You may get limited. It may not be a good idea. But up to you. The program won't stop you doing what you want to do. So we double click here, and now we've got 3 threads running. If that doesn't happen to you, there is a protection on the program. If you go to the settings tab, on the settings tab by the menu icon here, at the bottom, I'll just bring it into view the best I can. At the bottom here, we can check to process 1 action per account. This means only 1 action can process at any one time by 1 account. It's a protection measure. So perhaps you have added, you've got 10 accounts loaded into Twitter Dub, and you've maybe added 10 actions for action 1, 10 actions for action 2, 10 actions for account 3, 10 actions for account 4. And you want to process them multi-threaded. But you don't want to process all 10 actions for account 1 at once and then process all 10 actions for account 2. Although you did add them in that order, account 1 action, account 1 action. What you do is you make sure this is checked, and by default when you get the program, it will be checked as a precaution measure. So when that is checked, you can then add your multiple threads, and then account 1 will process, account 2 will process, and the second actions for those accounts will not process until the first action for that account has finished. So it's just giving you multiple ways to control the multi-threaded actions of your Twitter Dub application. Next, probably what you want to be doing is tweeting. Many ways to tweet. You can tweet from Rss Feed. Load in your WordPress feed and you will tweet each new item, load in someone else's WordPress feed, load in your Tumblr feed, load in your YouTube feed, load in any RSS feed you want, and you will tweet. You can tweet links, you can tweet images, you can tweet just text, anything you want. If you want to tweet a mention, you want to search users from Twitter and then include their name in your tweet with the little @ sign and then their username so they get a notification. You can do so. Perhaps you want to search for tweets and reply. Again, you can do so. These are more advanced features, so do check the tutorials on those. Maybe you want to tweet images. You want to add an image to Twitter. You can do so. You can do that from files on your program. You can tweet images from an RSS feed. So you can tweet images from Imgur. You can do from Pinterest. You can do custom feeds. Maybe you want to tweet YouTube videos. Again, you can set that up here. Load in from file. Maybe you want to tweet videos from your hard drive. Again, I think this is a unique feature to TwitterDub. You can tweet 30-second videos. If your video is not 30 seconds long, perhaps it's 2 minutes, then TwitterDub will automatically break your video down into 4 parts and tweet them one after the other. Maybe you want to add a watermark image to your videos. Perhaps an image of your website URL, of your logo. Again, TwitterDub can do this for you. You want to tweet links, you want to tweet audio feeds. Again, TwitterDub can do this for you. But most simply, what you can do is you can tweet from a file where you'll watch the file for changes and constantly tweet them. Do check the tutorial specifically for this. Alternatively, you can just enter a file of tweets and they will be added to the program. They will be tweeted as loaded. You can specify the metadata and post them. You can edit them as you see fit. So yeah, that's how a quick run through of the main features of following, liking, retweeting and tweeting. A lot more information is on the specific tutorials to all these features where we go into the details, the advanced options that we skimmed over in this tutorial. If you have any questions, do come along to the forum, rootjazz.com/forum. Do post up any issues you are having, any questions you may have, however simple or complex, or maybe you've got some suggestions you would like made. Do make them to the forum, rootjazz.com/forum. Thanks for watching.